You guys been using this car yet, or has this been just? It's been off and on for special occasions. Yeah. It was in the shop.
Down for a special. Now you open up pretty soon. Are there going to be other operations down, hard way down, or almost all the way down? Or are we going to have this track
Still using a token system because the additional track we put in still doesn't have a passing sign and we have no way to get around another train. So we brought the token with us this time. But when we come back, we will put it at the token place, which is over the yard limits. And that will allow
the baton to pass on.
Yes. The yard limits is where the streetcars can cross, but even when we're out there, we can share this yard limit track with not the main line.
How far is your car to the limit down to the first row?
No.
Just to the switch.
It's still past around now, we're just going on what is the old museum tail track that we ran on before we acquired the SN. This track here eventually goes into a curve and switches over to the main line. That's the arc.
Your next great venture, is it going to be to wire that one and make it so you have a passing track? Or are you going to try and start out on your depot loading track?
These are really good questions. We just had a retreat. I don't know how anybody. We're trying to set priorities. In order to do this, we need to have Mr. Mayhew or
We want to cut off a little more of this corner, this nice property.
Little property acquisition.
Yeah, he won't sell, but he's willing to look at a lease, an easement.
You get a 100-year lease?
Well, these are already easement. What he wants is that if the museum somehow doesn't survive, that it's his land that reverts to him.
This museum will survive because you have your endowment that's...
Well, maybe he doesn't know that.
Well, it's not there.
How do you like the tail track, John?
I am impressed. I am really...
I think you're the track guy?
No, I'm not.
Lots of ballast. This used to be pretty rocky.
Before you go too much farther, I need to tell you I'm from the Feather Museum.
Which one?
More too far.
Oh, okay.
You know, those guys.
I wouldn't say those guys.
Oh, it's just...
Our colleagues to the south.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we're not quite.
You know, there's the argument, right?
Well, actually, no. Yeah, we
Essentially,
put,
the mailbox is the deal, right?
yeah, right. We put the limits down here so we have the tail track for switching on to this end. Seems like since the railroad was in business.
You have a conservatory or something that prevents you from developing, prevents low people from developing some part of this for wildlife prairie or something. I don't know.
We're protected in several ways. All these wind turbines, they have about a 40-year lifespan as long as
tried to time out. I figure it's about a solid year's worth of shot proof time.
Oh, my bad.
So we may look at the other. We're thinking about surveying. We have one other.
This track here eventually goes into a curve and switches over to the main line. That's
Your next great venture, is it going to be to wire that and make it so you have a massive track, or are you going to try and start out on your depot loading track?
These are really good questions. We just had a retreat. Yeah, I don't know how anybody's. We're trying to set priorities.
Limestone.
This was a little charged. We use it for about that much time. It doesn't even warm up. Well, so what?
First, I'd like to introduce Mike Dreiling, member of the board of directors, the vice chair, who is going to officially kick it off.
On behalf of the board, I'd like to welcome everybody to the official inauguration of our Birds Landing extension. It's a significant milestone in that it allows us now to come out here and see these great vistas that our ancestors saw 100 years ago. And now we all get to see him and have the future generations see him. The board would like to thank the people who were responsible for this, especially Joel Cox and our track crew, and Chris Paganini and our line crew. Without them, this wouldn't have been possible. I'd also like to thank basically the unsung heroes, and that's all of you who donated to this cause. Since 1998, over $600,000 has been provided to allow us to extend this track out here. And I want to thank you all for your funds, and hopefully you will continue to provide us funds to preserving our railroad heritage alive. Thank you very much.
Great. So next, I'd like to invite, since Chris is standing right next to me, Chris Pagney, the superintendent of overhead lines and substations, to say a few words about the overhead line that got us here.
I don't know if you're aware, but when we decided to start re-electrifying the Sacramento Northern main line, we made a decision that we would do it authentically. So every pole goes in the old hole where the pole was originally. Some of the poles got burned down in 1962, I think, or 61. And but we dug out those old burnt poles and put the new poles in. And all of this stuff was done so that you could look at a picture that was taken in 1912 and it will look almost completely identical. So we really appreciate your donations because we just couldn't do it without it. We got a lot of help from the Sacramento Northern. They gave us all their old parts, but we still have run out of those, and we now build most of our parts ourselves now. So anyway, again, I thank you, and I thank the people who worked out here in the 100-degree weather. So it was a lot of work, but very good. When you see this, it's all worth it. And I can tell you that I've talked to old timers, and they said, we never imagined this in our wildest dreams. And so I'm really happy to hear that kind of talk. Thanks again.
Yeah.
Joel,
So next, if his daughter will let him, and you can bring her with, I want to introduce Joel Cox, the superintendent of track, who rehabilitated the rails that got us here today. So Joel, you want to say a few words about track?
Thank you all for supporting us in this fine endeavor. You know, our track crew is a really small group, and we've worked hard over the last few years to increase the productivity of what we can do and the quality. So you'll see that, for instance, the quality of the track down here is a major step above what we have anywhere else. Our next job is to rehabilitate the rest of the railroad to be just like this. But that'll be coming over the next few years. That is, as long as my daughter will permit it. Okay. She's a fine supporter too. Thank you all.
I love that she likes to stay on the train. She's definitely one of us. So I just have a few other things to sort of add. I'll try to keep them short because I know it is breezy down here. We really wanted to say that, you know, today we're recognizing Joel and his crew and Chris and his crew, but we're really recognizing all of you because you made this all happen. This is your celebration. Two things that I just thought about right now, listening to other people speak. Chris talked about the authenticity that we're able to bring to history because of the fine work of all the people that came before us. And I really want to congratulate each and every one of you because you're part of that legacy of helping us maintain this level of authenticity. You know, the reason people value museums are because we provide authentic experiences. And it's because we've done such a fine job to this point of preserving history that we can continue to provide this level of authenticity. The second thing that people come to museums for is interpretation. And getting to this point helps us, gives us the opportunity to interpret not only our railroad history, but a lot of our human and natural history of this area as well. Unlike our old stop that we passed about a mile back, we have this fantastic view of Mount Diablo, fantastic view across the river, fantastic view of the Sassoon Marsh, all the way down to Benicia and the Valero power plant. And it's interesting that there's a power plant in Benicia that we can see, one across the river we can see, and a wind power plant right behind us. So the fact that we're a railway museum that focuses on electrical transportation we are in a really unique position now to be able to talk about power and how it's generated just from this point, just because we're able to extend the rail line. We do have a few new, and I hope they survive the wind and the day. They are examples of the type of interpretation that we are striving to do and working towards. Those are obviously not permanent, but we wanted to give you at least a sense of what will be going in down here within the next couple of months, trying to add to the interpretation that we do here and give people a link between what they see, what's changed, and why. Later this afternoon, or what's going to happen next, we're going to unfurl a banner I've got, and I'd like to ask Chris and Joel to be the people that hold the banner. We're going to drive the train through it that officially opens this last little leg. We'll all come back on the train. We'll go down to Bird's Landing Road. You'll have yet another opportunity to get off the train and actually touch Bird's Landing Road, showing that we indeed did make it. It's authentic. It's not virtual reality. And then we'll get back on the train and head back north. The remainder of the day has our regular interurban operation. There'll be trains down to here at 11, 12:30, 2, and 3:30. If you're lucky enough to be on the 12:30 train, we'll again be going all the way to Bird's Landing Road and walking into Bird's Landing itself for a drink at Shirley's Bar. So if you'd like to stick around for yet another ride, join me at 12:30 for that. Otherwise, enjoy the views. There's a lot coming up at the museum over the next year. This was a major milestone, and we've had a decade of major milestones. Sweetie. With the finishing Car House 3, finishing the line extension. As many of you know, we're in the process now of rehabilitating Portland Traction 4001 to be our regular interurban car. That's a big major effort that we're in the process of. We're looking at the replacement of Car House 1 to further protect the artifacts, and we're looking at more exhibits and interpretation coming up in the near future with our Traction Labs exhibit and hopefully our Transfers Oral History and Audio Tour project. So there's a lot in the works to keep involved with, and we hope you'll stay with us for the next couple of years as we proceed through all of those. So what I'd like to do now is have everybody sort of gather around the front, and I'd like to ask Chris and Joel to help me unfurl this banner that we are about to throw.
Wind might go through. Good luck. Good luck having this thing one.
Hey, let's say, Walter. Let's hold that down so we can read it. Hold it, Chris.
turn around mean?
We're supposed to do it at 11, but it's rain.
You got Wi-Fi over here?
From now on, it's surprising how many.
As soon as everyone's on.
No, this is the,
I was under the impression. Especially doesn't remember the shop next door. Yeah.
machines out of the deal with that. Dealt with that over the years is we take the bent bars off and put new straight ones on. It takes about 45 minutes on the crackers. We call it cold because it's got the state straight on the cap.
What was the voltage down at Gum Grove? We got down about 450 volts or so down there?
Well, that's going now. We got a fire station.
Yeah, no, I mean before the power station it would probably drop down to almost 400 volts.
Oh, we wouldn't get up here.
Yeah. Especially when they had the bridge unit come down there, you know.
That's right. Instantly with a GPS, find out how fast this thing will go.
I see Roger's up here by himself. She handles it a little bit differently with 600, huh? Maybe you could learn to like this.
By the time he's finished sounding on the road, we're well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.